the wall. She don't play checkers or records, but she's ready if you want to brawl. Janet is a boy's white knuckle, 'cause she likes to dig 'em on 3 wide. And she don't mind grinding some metal. Yeah, she gets hot when the sparks start to fly. Ever seen an angel in a fire suit? Sexy from a helmet to a no-neck boots. Tearing up the track, sideways in the mud, driving through the balance of love. Take a little break between the heats, just spend a little time between the sheets. Back to the track and get on with the show. An 800 horsepower rodeo. Show an 800 horsepower rodeo.
Here comes the car we're running. Oh my goodness, as she takes that car to the top shelf, she has made her way to the top line. She is absolutely flying.
She's up on the wheel with the devil in her eyes and a little dirt on her face. Belted in tight, ready for a flight, wearing outlaw leather and lace. Ever seen an angel in a fire suit? Sexy from a helmet to a no-neck boots. Tearing up the track, sideways in the mud, driving through the balance of love. Next time I saw Jenna, who's out of jacket, salute at the A. I said, I'll run the crew if you want me to. She blew a kiss and said, okay. Now we're riding down the road together, and we feel just like a racer's glove. Driving in deep, I'm looking down in the sleeper, driving through the balance of love. Ever seen an angel in a fire suit? Sexy from a helmet to a no-neck boots. Tearing up the track, sideways in the mud, driving through the balance of love. Ever seen an angel in a fire suit? Sexy from a helmet to a no-neck boots. Tearing up the track, sideways in the mud. Pushing the 11, I was cruising for the 33. Running wide open, school in the bars, bringing mud across the county line. Finding the groove and making a move, she turned a lap in record time. Ever seen an angel in a fire suit? Sexy from a helmet to a no-neck boots. Tearing up the track, sideways in the mud, driving through the balance of love. Boys like to rub a fender, try to get her up against the wall. She don't play checkers or records, but she's ready if you want to brawl. Janet is a boy's white knuckle, 'cause she likes to dig 'em on 3 wide. And she don't mind grinding some metal. Yeah, she gets hot when the sparks start to fly. Ever seen an angel in a fire suit? Sexy from a helmet to a no-neck boots. Tearing up the track, sideways in the mud, driving through the balance of love. show. An 800 horsepower rodeo.
Here comes the car number one. Oh my goodness. As she takes that car to the top shelf, she is made her way to the top line. She is absolutely flying.
She's up on the wheel with the devil in her eye and a little dirt on her face. Belted in tight, ready for a fight, wearing outlaw leather lace. Ever seen an angel in a fire suit? Sexy from a helmet to a nomad's boots. Tearing up the track, sideways in the mud, driving through the valleys of love. Next time I saw Jenna, who's at a track and through the VA. I said, I'll run the groove if you want me to. She blew a kiss and said, okay. Now we're riding down the road together, and we fit just like a racer's glove. Driving in deep, I'm looking down in the sleeper, driving through the valleys of love. Ever seen an angel in a fire suit? Sexy from a helmet to a nomad's boots. Tearing up the track, sideways in the mud, driving through the valleys of love. Ever seen an angel in a fire suit? Sexy from a helmet to a nomad's boots. Tearing up the track, sideways in the mud, driving through the valleys of love. First time I saw Jenna was at a dirt track in Tennessee. She was up on the cushion, pushing the 11. I was cruising for the 33. Running wide open, schooling the boys, bringing mother across the county line. Riding the groove and making a move, she turned a lap in record time. Ever seen an angel in a fire suit? Sexy from a helmet to a nomad's boots. Tearing up the track, sideways in the mud, driving through the valleys of love. The boys like a rubber bender, try to get her up against the wall. She don't play checkers or records, but she's ready if you wanna brawl. Jenna gives the boys white knuckles, 'cause she likes to take 'em on 3 wide. And she don't mind grinding some metal. Yeah, she was hot when the
Yeah,
stars
Jenna
come
gives the
flying.
boys white knuckles because she likes to take them on 3 wide. And she don't mind grinding some metal. She gets hot when the sparks start to fly.
She's a race car driver.
She's a race car driver.
That's right.
And actually, the kid whose car that was written about is not actually a girl, but he's doing real well. Oh God, can I remember his name? From Broken Bow.
I don't remember.
It's
I didn't know you were going to bring this up, or I would have Googled it.
what's his name? Tyler Riddick.
Ooh, wow.
I like remembering stuff.
Tyler Riddick. That's
Tyler
right.
Riddick.
He's a dirt car driver.
Dirt track racer, and
yes, dirt track racer.
he either his father owns Broken Bow Records.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Okay, so and the kid's a dirt track racer, so we wrote a country song because Broken Bow Records happens to be the label for Jason Aldean, and Jason Aldean's drummer Rich Redmond is a friend of mine, and you get the rest. But
Right.
I'm thinking I'm putting that on my album.
Well, Laurie Richardson said, "Good job, Steve."
Thank you.
And Yoda says, "Heavy metal."
Heavy country metal, new country, and actually we did that. That's still a few years old. And speaking of heavy metal,
Speaking of heavy metal.
we have a heavy metal vocalist with us,
Oh,
and I think he's going to celebrate someone's special day.
okay.
So MC Remy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gail.
Come on, Remy.
Happy birthday to you. Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Gail.
Say happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Gail.
Milk that for all it's worth. He had a big day today, so he's a little drowsy.
Happy birthday to
To you. Happy
Come on.
birthday to
To you.
Hey, everybody
Sing it.
works in this family.
Happy
Happy birthday, dear Gail. Happy birthday.
It's not your birthday.
To
You. All right, happy birthday, Gail.
yeah, you got the acoustic version.
I know how to get him to sing. Amen.
Oh no gospel songs. In the jungle, the mighty.
Sleeps
Okay.
tonight.
Well, I think it did, Sue, as you saw.
She
I
knows
think we
her-
have a very fun show tonight. This, I should have looked at the date that we originally broadcast this, but I'm not that together. I had a great conversation with the label today. We discussed a release date for Oxzoomed. We're updating the artwork. We're doing. This is like, who does this now? And so, listen, if you're going to do things at this time in your life, why not do some other firsts? So, solo album. Ha ha!
Ha!
Been talking about that for a long time, too. And it's going to be a wild collection of stuff. Anyway.
That's right.
So, very excited about what's going on at Deco. And I have a lot of friends signed to this label, and it's a great label. They're fantastic people, and I'm happy to be working with them. So there's that. And I would say, without giving too much away, that it will still be hot up north and here when the album comes out. What does this mean? Well, I will tell you that both volumes are scheduled to be out this year. So there's that part. My album, not so sure. But anyway, I want to show you something cool. Janice, you remember me in Show and Tell, right? Have you guys heard about the LiDAR camera on your iPhone, if you have an iPhone? Do you know what LiDAR is? No.
Yeah.
Well, you remember when we all got radar detectors back in the day, we were able to, that you had the fuzz buster or whatever it was on your dashboard, it would light up green, scare the shit out of you every 30 minutes, 30 seconds.
I never had that.
Well,
I never had any.
the reason it didn't work anymore is because the policemen stopped using radar, started using LiDAR. Well, what's LiDAR, Steve? LiDAR is light directed something. And basically what it does is it sends out a beam of light and it hits an object and bounces back and tells the camera how far that object is away or how fast it's moving or whatever. Well, there's LiDAR in an iPhone, which means you can take three-dimensional pictures of things as if you were in, what do you call it, AI, VR, virtual reality. So you turn around. I made this the other day just for fun. It's not terribly good. I haven't learned to use the thing yet. But check this out, because I think you'll dig it. Oh, whoops. Yes. You see, it's taking, I didn't stand there for an hour with great lighting, but it takes a three-dimensional picture of your stuff. That's just insane to me. Look at that.
Oh, Richard Wing says, "Hi, Richard.
Hey, Richard.
Welcome back." He says, "Aerial ground penetrating radar."
What?
Aerial ground penetrating radar.
Aerial ground penetrating radar.
He said that's what LiDAR is.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever it is, this is what it does. And it's cool. I kind of messed my symbols up a little bit, but I did this fast. You just walk around with the thing and it bounces. That's just...
You don't know what the thing is?
I
Is
know
it
what
not
it is.
aerial ground penetrating radar?
No, it's... I thought it was light, direct, light... I don't know.
How do you spell LiDAR?
LIDAR.
Okay. We will get to the bottom of
Now
this.
we're going to find out, LiDAR.
It's, well, sometimes it's LADAR.
Okay.
Is a method for determining ranges, variable distance by targeting an object or a surface with a laser and measuring the time for the reflected light to return to the receiver.
Right, but what does it mean? What does LiDAR mean?
Okay.
What does
it
LiDAR stand for?
mean? Oh, maybe if I go to the Wikipedia page for
Oh,
it.
hey, here we go, huh? Wait till the projector starts up with the film, then you're really gonna...
Like, I would fall asleep in school to that stuff. Ugh. What does it mean?
The island of Madagascar is home to many unique species.
You know what? It's got a very long Wikipedia page, so I can't read through it all right now. So let me
Okay.
just ask, what does it mean?
Right.
What does it stand for? Right?
Not that I'm challenging anyone's wisdom. I just don't like to give out bogus information if I, because I thought it
Okay,
stood for something.
LiDAR, which stands for Light Detection and Ranging.
Light detection and ranging.
Is a remote sensing method that uses light in the form of a pulsed laser to measure ranges, variable distances to the Earth.
So, I was scanning the dog. I was going, no, I love this
He's
crap.
been playing with it for 2 days.
And it's free. The app is free. It's not like
And
you
it's
got to
like,
go out.
look at this, isn't it amazing? And he's like out by the
Where was
patio furniture. Then he's in his.
But it's like,
It's like,
you
okay.
can walk through the... listen. Okay.
It's like, whatever.
They laughed at Edison. No, they didn't.
You didn't invent it.
No.
You're playing with it.
Okay, so what? They laughed at Shaun White. Okay, anyway, let's get on to this show. This is last night I played some things from the Entwistle Band 1988. Was it the 88? Well, no, it was a 96 tour with songs that were performed for the 88 tour. And I said that, speaking of the 88 tour, that I had a story that I told which involved the 1988. It's 45 minutes long, so I hope you rolled your blanket up.
Get those chairs, people.
Get in those chairs, pour your Kool-Aid.
Get
Take
ready
your
for
temperature.
to take a little ride and have a nice story from Uncle Stevie.
And it's from Uncle
Stevie.
Stories from Uncle Stevie's closet. Maybe Uncle Stevie's trunk.
Oh, shoot.
Maybe
Yeah,
his front.
there's nothing in the closet.
No, there's nothing.
No.
There isn't, because there's not.
Oh, Gail says that LiDAR is insane to her, too.
Do
All right.
you have that? And happy birthday to you, by the way. I think it's just, I love that kind of
We
shit.
hope you had some good cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we hope it didn't melt.
Cake?
All right, so
All
anyway.
right, Lori's ready.
One of the funny, blaze up, guys, because this is, I don't know, I think it's funny. We'll take a poll at
Oh,
the
it's
end.
very funny. He tells the whole adventure of little Mikey, actually, right?
Well, you'll see. It's right in the
Yes.
beginning. It's right in the beginning.
And
So
we're hanging in here with you, folks.
yeah, we're going to be right here because I don't remember how it goes.
All right, we'll see you in a
I'm
few.
hoping, we've got 45 minutes left, and I'm hoping that I get through this whole story because this is a funny story. So, I'm going to set it up for you. I'll play you the clip, and then, well, you'll see. I don't know if anybody did any research. This is Buff with one F. Buff with one F. B-U-F. Simply that. All right, so, 87, we did the Rat Race tour with John. We did the John tour, the K-Rock and Roll Up Your Sleeve, Blood Drive, and, And in 88, John said, he saw what I did in in '87, and the Who wasn't going out. He was looking to do something. He had this record that he had recorded with these guys. And he asked me if I would join his band, and if we could partner up and put a tour together. And we did. We did, and I did, and I connected with an agent, did my thing, and got us a pretty nice tour of the States and Canada. We were out for quite a while, and it was a good tour, some good venues, some real interesting places. And basically, I realized that when I told you about the Rock the other day, I said that John, I didn't really know anybody in the band except for the 2 weeks that we rehearsed, and John, I knew John better than anybody else in the band, but that actually isn't true, because I got to hire my own roadie, and I thought I would do a nice thing for a young up-and-coming kid. Mikey, you watching out there? You're going to start to twitch as I tell this story. It was a young kid that worked with my wife, and we became friendly with him. Every time I'd go to pick her up at work, or I'd go in to see her, he'd be there, and he was a drummer, and so I'd give him some lessons or show him some stuff, and I think we took him and his girlfriend to see the Who, and he used to come to see me play, so he was really in it, he was dreaming the dream. So when this tour came up with John, and I was trying to think of, who I wanted to take out with me, I thought, you know what? This would be a really interesting thing to do, to offer to Mikey. Mikey knows how I set my drums up. He knows what he would have to do. Because he's always saying, oh man, I want to be a rock star, I want to be a rock star. And I'm saying to him, there's a lot of daylight between being a musician and being a rock star. And it's a mighty long way down rock and roll. Anyway, so I said, you want to do it? Because you're going to take you so far away from home, you're going to puke. Now, this is a kid, 18 years old, so just barely legal to do this in the first place. And he's never been out of Putnam Valley. He's never been farther than the JV Mall. The biggest road he knows is Route 6, and he's probably heard of the Taconic. So let's go on the road. Okay. So he comes over to our house, and we're prepping, we're doing all the pre-production stuff. I'm going to want this, if this happens, do this, and blah, 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 blah. And so I said, you ready for this, man? Because this is going to really change your life. You're really going to get a good view at what being a professional musician is all about. You'll see. You're going to see it all. And he said, I'm ready. I said, okay. So we had rehearsed in England, so there was nothing to do but connect in the States and get to the tour. And I think our first date, if I'm not mistaken, was Philadelphia. Philly. All right? Mikey's never been out of Putnam Valley, much less out of Putnam County, much less out of New York State. Now he's in Pennsylvania. This is getting exotic, right? And I forget all about him because I'm into the show. I've got to play, and I'm playing with a new band, and it's new material, and it's this and that and the other. I'm locked into my place, and I'm not even thinking about Mikey, right? I'm thinking about him now. So the gig ends, and I leave, and we're staying at the Hilton, and I go back to my room. I think our bus took us back. The crew stays behind, they dismantle everything, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes you don't see them for days because they're running on except for at the gig, because they're running on a totally different schedule than you are. Well, okay. But it's about 2 in the morning. Don't forget, our show, we start at 10, we're done by 11:30, maybe with an encore and a meet and greet midnight at the latest. Probably 11:30, and if it probably starts earlier than that, maybe whatever. So it's like 2:30 in the morning. I'm starting to come down. I'm looking over some some details about what's coming up for the rest of the tour. And I'm just going through my phone book, and phone rings, right? Telephone rings. And I know it's not Laurie, because I had just spoken to her, and we were talking, we were talking regularly. So I was pretty sure it wasn't her. And it's Mikey. And he goes, man, I'm having a really bad time here. Well, what hotel were we in? And I said, Mikey, the Hilton. And he said, what room are you in? And I said, I don't know, 405, I really don't remember. And he said, well, I went up to your room and I knocked on the door, and a bald guy answered in his robe and was really pissed off that I woke him up. What? A bald guy answered your door, and he was really pissed off that I woke him up. He was wearing a robe, his hair was all over the place, and he was angry. And I said, I don't understand, man. Where are you? He said, I'm at the Holiday Inn. I said, are you at the desk? He said, yes, I'm at the front desk. I said, give the phone to whoever's behind the desk. Let me speak to them. Yes, Holiday Inn, blah, 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 blah. I said, hi, this is, I'm sorry. Hilton. Gotta get it straight. Hilton, whatever it is, Philly. How can I help you? I said, young man at the desk is supposed to be staying in the room next to mine. I'm in 407, and he's in 409 or whatever. She said, yes, sir. Are you calling from within the hotel? I said, well, he called me on the house phone. So she said, are you a guest in the hotel? I said, yes, I'm a guest in the hotel. I'm in 407. And she says, Mr. Grundenberg? And I'm thinking, no, I'm Chris Penjuicy. My hotel name for that one. Anyway, I said, no, that's not me. I said, is this the Hilton? She said, yes, it is. This is Hilton, And I looked down at my phone, and she's reading off a different address than the Hilton that I'm in. I said, could you please give the phone back to the young man? And she said, okay, thank you. And she hands the phone to him. I said, Mikey, you're at the wrong hotel. He said, well, I asked the guy to take me to the Hilton, and he kind of looked at me cross-eyed, and I really didn't know what to do. I said, well, it's kind of late, man. Where have you been? He said, well, after we were done packing up the equipment, the light girl asked me if I wanted to come back to her apartment. And I said, did she live close by? And he said, yeah, she lives above the club. And I said, and what happened? Why didn't you just stay with her? He said, because after she was finished with me, she threw me out. I didn't know where I was. And so I was scared. And it was just me and my camera bag, and I didn't want to get ripped off. And so I flagged down a cab, and I said, take me to the Hilton. And the guy took me to the Hilton, and now I'm here at the Hilton, and you're not here. I said, okay, man. Girl threw you out. I said, you're at the wrong Hilton. Don't worry about a thing. So I don't have any money. I took the cab. I gave the guy the rest of the money that I have. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I said, Mikey, ask them to call you a cab. When the cab gets there, get in, give them this address, which I give to him. Or actually, I think the lady told him where I was. And get in the cab, and the guy will come here. He said, but I don't have any money. I said, ask the driver. Tell the driver what happened. Tell him you ran out of money. You are coming with me. You're coming to my room, and I'm going to pay him in cash, whatever it is. And he said, well, okay. So I wait 15, 20 minutes. There's a knock on the door. I can't wait to see this. And, hang on, somebody's messaging me. I said, can't wait to see this. And now I'm here at the Hilton, and you're in the door. And George Foreman is standing at the door with his hand holding little Mikey's t-shirt by the collar, and he's got little Mikey's camera bag, this red, I have a camera bag. Hold on, it doesn't matter. Red camera bag, and he's got Mikey by the scruff of the neck, and he says, do you know this kid? And I said, yes, I do. And he said, good, $20. I said, no problem. Reached into my pocket, peeled off the cash, Gave it to the guy. He hands me the camera bag and lets little Mikey go. So little Mikey comes in, he sits down, he's shaking, he's no. And now you have to realize that I think this is somewhat taking some of the shine off little Mikey's first road sex, right? Light girl. And let me tell you about this light girl. This is 1988. This is not 95 or whatever. This is 88. And this girl was hardcore light girl. With the tats and the tood and the Philly strong. And she just, I don't know what she did to this kid. But he was really shaken, not stirred. Okay. So we get Mikey settled down, send him off to his room, he gets some rest, they wake him up probably 2 hours later and he takes off. And this goes on, but now he's not straying from the fold. He is, he's staying close. Whenever he can ride with me, he rides with me. Whenever he can hang with me, he hangs with me. And I realize that this has got to really be blowing his mind. For me, I get it. I've been doing this a while. And I'm not from Yorktown or, anyway. So we continue to meander across the country and little things happen here and there, but nothing terribly eventful. He gets to see a great piece of the country because, when you're traveling on the tour coach, you really get to see some great views. Of course, you get to see them for way too many hours if you've ever driven cross country, but he's getting to see things he has never seen before, different landscapes, and so not just different cities, different states, and different climates. So he's really getting an education. And one of the cool things is Laurie flew out to California for that leg of the tour. And instead of riding on the bus, we rented a car and we let Mikey come with us, and we did some, kind of touristy things. We took him to see the redwoods, and we took him to Seal Beach, and we also took him swimming in San Diego, where he almost drowned. And he's out there, Laurie's out there, they get caught in a rip current, I swim out, and I'm playing Tarzan superhero, I'm helping Laurie, helping Mikey, whatever they are, the snow patrol, the beach patrol comes out on their little things and take them away, and I'm out there gasping for breath, and they say, okay, well, you saved them, we saved them, and but it was okay, I'm a strong swimmer, and I got in. And we lived to tell another tale. But you know what? We're in San Diego, and we're doing the tourist thing. I'm thinking we gotta go see Shamu. And this ties in beautifully with the story. I just realized it in this one moment. And as I perused this story in my mind to set it up to tell you, realized all these other different facets. We haven't even gotten to Canada yet, so hang on. I'm watching the clock. So, Mikey, we saved your life. Okay, now I left out one important thing, and I don't know whether I get back
That's
around
right.
to it.
I lived.
Yeah, she lived. But before after the beach patrol, the rescue guys with the, these guys popped up out of nowhere like frogmen. Wait a minute,
Well,
why
what
are we
was
on this?
happening there was like a jetty,
I'm
rock
No,
jetty.
he's got to stop. Oh, did it stop it? Anyway.
And we were getting sucked towards the rocks, and they were saying on their megaphones, "Get away!
Stay away from the rocks!" And it's like,
and Mikey's like, he couldn't, and we were gonna get like thrown into the rocks.
So, but what I think I didn't say in here, stop it. Shit. Is I'm so humiliated that frogmen and people in a Zodiac had to come and rescue them from me, that I swam like down the
and walked off the beach without us.
Away.
Like,
I was real, because I mean, I
couldn't help that we were like drowning.
Well, it's not like I walked away, you were fine. I just didn't want anybody to say, hey, man, I saw your show last night, and by the way, what the fuck was that? Okay, so anyway, all right. Sorry, here we go. Back to the show.
God. Yes, swim horizontally. I know that now.
But you know what? We're in San Diego, and we're doing the tourist thing. I'm thinking we gotta go see Shamu. And now understand too that I love, I'm having a blast exposing this whole life to Mikey. I mean, I'm get to take him out. I should probably have him on the show to try to recall the experience. But so it's not. We don't have kids. We don't want kids. We prefer to remain kids. But every once in a while, we like to do something nice for a younger person. So we thought, well, hey, what the hell? Let's go to see Shamu.
You wanted to see Shamu, and I wanted to see Shamu.
Right, but you know what I'm saying.
It was a big deal at the time.
I don't know that you and I would have gone if Mikey wasn't there. That's all I'm saying.
Me? Really?
Yeah, because you know what would have been
I
happening.
wanted that little toy that when you hugged it, it lit up.
Oh, yeah. That's in your drawer next to the bed. All right. This ties in beautifully with the story. I just realized it in this one moment. And as I perused this story in my mind to set it up to tell you, realized all these other different facets. We haven't even gotten to Canada yet, so hang on. I'm watching the clock. So, Mikey, we saved your life today. Would you like to go and see Shamu? San Diego, SeaWorld. Let's go see him. I figure we'll go see his night show. Didn't want to go to his matinee. We were still, beat from the beach. So we turn up at SeaWorld. We pay to get in and go right to Shamu. Shamu's closed. His little arena is, Shamu's gone for the day, done for the... Oh, really? No. Because we're in the John Entwistle Band, and we came to see Shamu. It's dark out. We're starting to turn off lights in the park. Penguins are even getting scared, and I realized that the only thing standing between us and Shamu is this stupid little gate. There's no one around. Let's go check him out. Let's just go see if he's in there. Just to say hello. Get an autograph. Hi, Finn. So we walk in, and it's this big arena, it would be a cool place to do a show, except for the water part. But we're in his, where he is, and he's back. I guess he's back in a dressing tank in the back. And so we go in, and I'm, hey, Shamu! Whoa, you back there, man? And I'm banging on the tank. Bang, 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 bang. Shamu! Come on, Shamu! And all of a sudden, every light, well, Shamu comes out of the shadows first. He's lurking. And he's easing his way over, and it's a little freaky. And all of a sudden, every light in the arena, shoom, comes on. White lights blasting. White lights.
Move away from the tank. Now, move away from the tank.
Oh, okay, now we got a problem. Shamu's upset, I'm upset, and here comes guys in uniforms and badges. Never a good sign. What are you guys doing here? Came to see Shamu. Well, I'm not allowed to be here. I said, well, man, listen. And then I start to tell him the story about little Mikey and the John Entwistle Band. And of course, I recall the cop who hated the Who and gave me a ticket. But these guys were Who fans. And they said, man, you're playing with John Entwistle from the Who? Oh, man. And they get Shamu to start dancing around and doing a private show. And Shamu's jumping up, and they're throwing fish at him. And he's giving us a high five, and he comes over, and he's giving you the left fin and the right fin. And he's dancing like a dolphin. It was unbelievable. So amazing. We're standing up in the conning tower where the main trainer is. We're across the... I mean, it was insane. So Shamu signed our program, took off for the dressing room, and we left SeaWorld with our Shamu Jones satisfied completely. What an experience. And he really was cool. And he didn't have any of that star attitude. He knew we were there to see him, and he gave us a good show. He was really cool. So, then what happened, Steve?
So then what happened, Steve? See, I don't know. Did I tell about the flying saucers and the redwood forest, or we did never even get there?
I think you already said we took him to see the redwoods. I do think you mentioned the flying saucers. You do. You mentioned it.
Oh.
And yes, Gail, that is perks of the story.
Yeah, that's well.
If it was
Listen,
just me and Mikey, they would have brought us to jail.
I've had that fail too. I've had that fail, but that's
right.
sometimes you hit the 3 from downtown, and there you go. All right, sorry. Back to our
back to
originally
our
scheduled
story,
program.
children of the lawn.
Well, then we headed up to Portland, Seattle, Northwest. We did the shows in Vegas or wherever, and now we're about to go into Canada. So little Mikey, we're taking him on his journey, and he's got this freaking camera in his little camera bag, and he's clicking off pictures, Finally, after Svetlana threw him out of her apartment in Philly, he was kind of shut down for a while, but he loosened up. He took some pictures of Shamu. I'm sure, I wish I could get some of those. Mike, if you have those pictures of Shamu, send them over. But, that's the image that I have of that tour. Mikey in his bright red camera bag, and I think it was a Minolta. Always clicking pictures. Film. You remember film. So we crossed over into Canada. Land of... Well, you know why they spell it that way, right? C-A-N-A-D-A. A Canadian told me that. All right. So we're in Vancouver, and we play a couple of gigs, and I think the singer, Henry Small's from Canada, so a lot of his fans were there. We got some good crowds, and we made this deal with a company called Swiss Hotel. Not hotel, I'm not trying to be English. Swiss Hotel. Like canal. Hotel. Swiss Hotel. And we make a deal that we're going to use their hotels exclusively throughout Canada. Great. Endorsement deals, it was a great deal. And so we do that. And we're playing all kinds of places, and, we're staying at this, it's a beautiful facility, a beautiful property, Swiss Hotel. And good food, and there was a very interesting thing that they did at every one of these hotels, tea break. They had a little, like the do not disturb thing that you put out? Only they had menus. And you would fill out what you wanted. If you wanted your breakfast delivered, you wanted breakfast in bed, you would fill out on your menu what you wanted and what time you wanted it. You'd hang it out on the door, and then I guess the late staff would grab it, and then the morning would come and do your thing. And it was great. I mean, if you like breakfast in bed, you really want to open your eyes and have breakfast, which is not my thing, really, but okay. And it's cool, and they had good food, and it didn't have to necessarily be breakfast, but it was a nice convenience, and John loved it. And Whistle loved the hanging menu. He's, breakfast in bed, eggs, I want my eggs, eggs. Okay. So now, we're cruising through Canada, and it's getting a little boring. Been out there a while. And now we have a day off in Winnipeg. Now, this is where the story gets a little sordid. All right, well, you know what? I'm just going to dive in. There's a little bit of off-color humor in here, and I mean no offense to anyone. This was not initiated by me, but I feel it is my absolute obligation to tell this story. And Mikey, sorry, man, but you're going under the bus, dude. Okay. So let me just, I'm going to play you this thing with the band just for a second, and so you can get the good setup in your head, and I'll be right back. Love is a heart attack. Ironic, isn't it? And this is the rock. This is Rosemary. John always said he wrote this about Peter Zelle. Anyway,
Love is a pain. Love is a heart attack. It's so easy to take, but so hard to get back.
I'm just going to let this run through a chorus, and then I'll pick up the story.
The doctor told me this is a showdown. You're living too fast. You got to slow down. Your heart can't take it. You're gonna break it. You're not gonna make it. Love is a
All right, so anyway, so this is the band. And like I said, I didn't know Henry. I didn't know Mark, the guitar player, Devin. And I didn't know Timmy Gorman. Although I knew Tim Gorman because he played keyboards for The Who, but I didn't really know him. Okay, so sorry, I really needed a break from this. So we're in Canada, and we have the day off in Winnipeg. And I said, Mike, let's take a walk through this town. It's a beautiful town. It's probably one of the cleanest cities I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it was like Disneyland. Nothing on the street, just immaculate. And a beautiful town, just a beautiful town. Now, I'm going to give you a warning. Some graphic, explicit material is going to flash up here in a second, because it's necessary for me to explain this story. So we're walking through this town, and I mean, it is gorgeous. We have the day off. It was like a perfect day, sun through the trees, light breeze. And we come upon a magazine stand, but not a magazine stand, a magazine store. And not just a magazine store, but the magazine store of all time. This place was like the size of a super Walmart, and they had every magazine in every language, on every subject that you could ever want to see. Car magazines, Italian car magazines, fashion from all over the world, bird stuff, hunting stuff, gun things, shoes, whatever. It was amazing. And I mean, stuff that you just don't see in the States. And, they have it's sectioned off to languages, this language, and then that, it was amazing, just amazing. So I realized I haven't seen Mikey for about 15 or 20 minutes. I look towards the back of the store, and I see him coming out of the adult section. Go figure. 18-year-old on the road, got hijacked by Svetlana and Philly. God knows what he's looking at back there. So he comes up to me from the car magazines, and he says, "Look what I found, look what I found." And he shows me this. Now, I apologize because you can't unsee that. And I said, "What the hell? What is that?" And he said, He said, "Oh, this is amazing. I can't believe it." I said, I said, "You have to buy that." And all of a sudden, his face dropped. He said, "Mike, you gotta buy that." "I can't buy this." "You gotta buy that, man. You just, come on. You gotta buy it. You gotta buy it." And he goes, "Why?" And I said, "Well, there's an article in here that's of interest to us." And he's, "Are you kidding me?" And I look on the cover, I swear to God, and it says, "Bridget likes midgets." Now, Henry Small is the vocalist. He's got LSD, lead singer's disease. No one gets along with the lead singer. Bridget likes midgets. He's taking the piss out of me because I'm big, I'm whatever, I'm this, and I'm related to Shamu. So, all right, so you get all the midgets, the short jokes, you get all that. So, Buff with Bridget loves midgets, right? I won't show this again, I promise, but you got to get this image burned into your mind. Okay. I said, "Mikey, you got to buy that." "Why?" I said, "Because it's got an article in here," and I said, "Look at this. This is perfect. This is about Henry. Bridget loves midgets." We open it up, and we're reading it, and it says, "I love making love to small men. It's like ants crawling on a chocolate cake," and I'm about to throw up right in the middle of this place. And I said, "Mikey, buy this thing now." She said, "I can't buy this." I said, "What, do you think they know who you are? You're not even in America. Just buy it." I said, "Consider it part of your rock and roll initiation. Like girls, 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 or something like that. Just do it." He goes up with his head down, his camera bag over his shoulder. Oh, which makes him look all the more like a giant midget pervert. And he puts it down, and the lady looks at him like, "You piece of shit," which makes Mikey just crumble. But he buys it. Kid was a sport, I gotta tell you. Kid had more balls than a Christmas tree. Okay, so he buys Buff. And he says, "Man, what are we gonna do with this?" I said, "We're gonna have more fun with this than you've ever had before in your life." He said, "What are we gonna do?" I said, and remember, this is the tour with the cherry squirting girl that got on the guy's his only white shirt. If you haven't heard that one, I'm sorry you missed it. I'll come back around to it at another time. It's in an earlier episode. So Mikey's already been with Svetlana, the light yanker. He's almost gotten arrested with Shamu, almost drowned in the Pacific Ocean. I think we saw some flying saucers at one point. Seals, trees. And now he's got to buy Buff. So we leave. He's got the ominous little bag under his arm. He says, "What are we going to do with this?" And I said, "Well, when everybody puts those menus out at night?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "We're going to rip out a page of this and we're going to slide it under the door. Because once they put the menus out, it means they've gone to sleep. And the next person to open the door is going to be the breakfast person. And you get it?" And he says, "Oh, God, that's great, that's great." I said, "Yeah, but there's a better part. We're not going to put him under Tom, the tour manager's. We're not going to put him under his door. Because you know how he's always snaking? There's always one guy always sneaking to girls, talking nasty, and how I want to do this, and I'm going to bang her so hard her father will feel it. I mean, just, one of those guys." So he said, "Let's not put the pictures under his door. Right? To increase the suspicion that it's Tom." So, first night, we put Bridget under Henry's door, of course, and, slid him around here. Nobody says anything. We get up in the morning, we get on the bus, nobody says anything. So Mikey and I don't say anything. Next day, same thing. And goes on for a day or two, nobody's really saying anything. And so I decided I'm going to come down like pissed off and embarrassed with a picture of, whoever it is. And I'm going to say, who's who's doing this? So I come down and I have this crumpled up picture. And I'm saying, look, I'm getting tired of this crap. This is who's doing this? And I said, Tom, what's going? Are you getting these? I'm not getting them. Well, every morning I'm put off my breakfast. This is horrible. This is horrible. This is horrible. And whoever's doing this really should stop. Which, of course, they don't. So now we go through Canada, and it's funny, and John's over it, and nobody's really talking about it. We're still kind of doing it, and it kind of fades away. And we're in Toronto, and now it's time to cross over the Peace Bridge back into New York, back into the United States. And of course, we've got Carl Bird driving his own personally owned tour bus. Carl's from Roanoke, Virginia. Loves his bus. I mean, that's his whole life, this bus. And he drives it like there's no tomorrow. And Carl's getting us down the road pretty good. He doesn't care about the funny smells. He don't care about nothing. Carl's just driving. He's good. Says you're going to be there, you're there. All right, so we're there. So now, and Carl's been on the road. I mean, he's not doing blow or drinking wine and hanging out with Bob Marley, but he's been on the road for years, and he knows what people do, and it doesn't bother him. He's got his procedure, and he knows how to get through things, and he has survived everything from Molly Hatchet to Molly Ringwald. So he says, all right, guys, we're about half hour from the border. Drink it, smoke it, snort it, or throw it out the window. So, that's exactly what we do. All of those things. We did all of those things. And we were sure. I mean, this is just the rules. Now realize, we've got Bobby Pridden and Entwistle from England. We've got Mark Adams / Devin Powers and Tim Gorman from California. We've got Henry Small from Canada. And then we've got me and Mikey from New York. And so it's a multicultural kind of deal. It's time to go across the border. Well, there's one byproduct of being half an hour away from the border. By the time you get to the border, you are whacked. The last thing you want at 4 o'clock in the morning is any crap with anybody. But we're prepared. No problem. We're prepared. We've got it together. We're not going to get hassled. There's nothing on this bus. And most of the guys, and nothing was ever too heavy on this tour anyway, but, you had to be thorough and get rid of whatever it was. So, they asked us to come inside, which is unusual. Do you mind coming inside, gentlemen? This is the United States Border Patrol. Invite us in. Thank you. And they have us sitting in those horrible little formed fiberglass chairs that are all in a row on a rail. I think I told another story that had these chairs in it at the border. And John is like wasted, and I mean wasted. He must, I don't know what he got rid of, but it was taking him out. And Bobby Pridden, he's ready to call Winston Churchill. This is outrageous. I called my barrister. And don't forget, Bobby's the one that if the right 350 people die, he's the King of England. So this is outrageous. So, all of a sudden, they come in from the bus, and they've got a 35 millimeter film vial. One of the little black vials with the gray top that you used to get your film in. And we haven't seen the bus driver since we were taken inside. And so now they line us up like Dragnet, all of us. I mean, they line us all up. Pridden, John, me, Mikey, this one, that one. And they show us this file. Whose is this? Who owns this file? Whose file is this? And everybody's looking at each other. Don't forget, we're like new bandmates, so I don't know if there's an asshole who's going to try to sneak something across the border. Because like I said, sneaking drugs into the United States from Canada is like sneaking potatoes into Idaho. Who does that? Nobody. Okay. But these guys have this thing. So, all right, nobody's going to talk? Okay. So now he goes in his little border room with a window so we can see what he's doing. And he's got this pen, and he's got the vial, right? And he's like, you can see him, he's letting us see him scrape inside this vial, and he dumps it into a little plastic bag, and you can see him shaking it up, and it's a freaking drug test. And I don't know what he's doing, but he's bip, 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 bip. And I'm looking to see, is it turning blue? I mean, I know that that's what happens, but I figured it would turn blue. And I don't know, and he picks up the phone, and he's looking at us, and he's talking to someone, and he says, okay, and then he goes back in, and he's got his little thing, and he deals some more stuff out, and he taps it in the bag, and he taps the little bag, and he's looking, and he makes another call, and he comes out. Now, we've been here for hours. I told you, this is a long story. We've been in this, the sun's starting to come up. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. We're starting to come down from whatever we just got rid of, and now we're really feeling like crap. Bobby's not even calling his barrister anymore. John's kind of like, and all of a sudden, they come in from the bus with Mikey's camera bag. Film vial, camera bag. And I'm thinking, you little asshole, you did not. They said, who owns this camera bag? And Mikey says, I do. And they said, come with us, son. And Mikey gets up, and he's shaking, and his eyes are wide open, and you can see him, he's actually starting to shake, and he bends down and says into my ear, Buff. He was keeping the magazine in his camera bag, and now all the pages are ripped out, so who is this kid? And he goes in there, and I mean, I don't even want to know what's going on, so I'm sitting in the little plastic chair, and I start laughing inside. So I'm trying not to listen. I don't want to get in more trouble, but I am freaking crying. Tears are running down my cheeks. I'm like, and John puts his arm around me because he thinks I'm having a stroke, and he goes, you all right, man? You all right? I said, yeah. I said, yeah. He goes, what's the matter? I said, well, you know, those pictures of everybody getting underneath their door? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, the rest of the magazine's in Mikey's camera bag. And we just exploded in laughter on the floor of customs. And at this point, we just didn't give a shit anymore. It had been there. And it was insane. And then they've got the bus driver. This is the punchline. I mean, Mikey's so embarrassed. They've got the bus driver, and they're walking him through, and the guy's got the film vial, and he goes, I want to know who's going to claim this film vial. And the bus driver who's walking across, he goes, that'll be mine, sir. Be yours. Well, that's a problem because it was found in the bathroom, which is a common area. So come to find out, it wasn't found in anybody's bunk. It was found in the bathroom, which makes it down to Carl Bird. Now they're testing something out of this, and he said, sir, you want to tell us what this is? He said, man, I've been looking for that for years. He said, that's the perfect size. He said, one of the bands gave me that to measure out my turlet chemical. He said, that's all that's in there. It's a little borax, industrial soap for the turlet. And John went from laughing to really pissed. Carl said, that's no vial, that's my black thing. I've been looking for a black thing for years. Well, your black thing got found, man. So that's just once more with feeling. Whose camera bag is this? Come with me, kid. That is absolutely true story, 100% true. I hope you enjoyed that one. I'm going to run a little over. Shit.
Oh, yeah, you know how to tell a story, and it's all true.
It is so true, you know, and the funny thing is that the one thing that I don't tell stories about, ever, is stuff that happened to me when there was nobody there. Once in a while, I mean, I have some stuff that happened that I'm so actually proud of that no one, I should say, not no one was there, but they're all dead now, so that doesn't help.
Oh, man.
But
that was a great one. I mean, it started out in New York with little Mikey that's never really been out of Yorktown, and then he goes with the light girl.
Oh, and man, I mean, and it was freaking perfect. It was
man.
just, I mean, talk.
Yeah, and you have to catch the episode about the other roadie that only had one white shirt, and they took
That was the same tour.
That was the same tour.
Yeah, maybe I find that for
Yeah,
maybe
to a
we'll
strip
just
club.
stick with the John Entwistle Band '88
Oh,
stories.
man. Gail says you have to bring Mikey on the show.
Oh, I know, right? I mean, I
Tim
know.
says Yoda McCullough says, Mikey, I'd love to be. No, I'd love to be Mikey.
No, you really wouldn't.
You would
I mean,
not.
you know, you know what? Maybe.
I think that did it for him in rock and roll.
Yeah, that was it. He's like he became an undertaker or a cop or something. I don't know what. And it was just, I mean, it was so. First of all, here I am thinking, man, I'm giving this kid an opportunity of a lifetime, and then it turns out that he's like on acid on the Wild Mouse for the first time.
Oh.
But yeah,
or that movie After Hours.
Oh,
man,
my God, it
with
was
Griffin
just.
Dunn.
And when I think about what, because this was months. I mean, this was not like, you know, we went to California and then we went. This was months long. Lots of gigs, no break, no nothing. I mean, there was days off, and because I could see him, we could both. Well, she knew because she flew out to Cali so that we could.
But
hang.
I left from Cali too. I didn't go to Canada.
No, you missed that.
Oh,
Well, listen, I
God.
needed something to
hoping
entertainment.
we got
No, that
45
doesn't. No,
minutes
you
left,
need to
and I'm
stop.
hoping
Yeah. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed that.
I
'cause,
did.
it
I was
fr-
laughing the whole time.
Oh man, it was.
Kim
That's
said
what.
her stomach hurts, so it's her birthday, and we're glad you didn't have your cake yet because
Yeah.
you might have been.
You might have been cake walking.
Oh, thank you, Laurie. Oh,
Oh.
all right. Love those stars.
Yeah. So tomorrow, you guys, you know, Free for All Friday,
Her
right?
stomach hurts from laughing so hard.
Man, let me tell you what. It's
That's our birthday gift to you, Gail.
Yes, that's a birthday gift to you. And I
Oh,
think.
thank you, Michael.
Oh, Michael. Boom! Space stars. Go to the other side. Go to that other
He's
side.
got the spaceship now. He didn't have it back then when he was
Yeah.
the floating head.
Yeah, I know, and that's where the Watson Pritchard came from the House on Haunted Hill.
Well, Pat's the one that said you look like. No, Breeze is actually the
Breeze.
one.
Yeah, my road. Oh God. I could spend a couple weeks just on Breeze alone.
Yeah.
But I loved all my crew. I mean, my guys that I worked with. We all had moments, and there's stuff.
But they were your buddies.
But they were my buddies. They were like an extension of I acknowledged them as something that I needed in order to accomplish my mission,
That's right.
which was to play more drums than I wanted to set up myself.
And buy disgusting magazines.
Oh, but that was just. And now, all right. So think about this. This is a little food for thought. Okay. And I'll leave you with this one, and then tomorrow's Free for All Friday, and come on back, and I hope there's some cake left over.
Yeah, white on white, Gail. That is our favorite.
You're killing me. You are killing
Where
me.
do you get white on white cake?
At the Fresh Market.
Well,
That's
that's
open.
like cream
That's
cheese.
open for another hour.
That's like cream cheese.
Here's the thing. You're 18 years old. You are in another country. on a rock tour, no matter what it is. I mean, you can look at it as Almost Famous, the Kid Writer. It was kind of like
Right.
that. Or you can get some imagery for it. Okay, so,
It would make a good movie.
it would make a great movie. Just that story would make
Yeah.
a great movie. I'll have to work on that after I do whatever. So, anyway,
In your next lifetime.
wow. Well, that's why I'm out here, because you don't age out here.
There you go.
So here's the thing. You have a day off. You've suffered sexual trauma at the hands of
Light
the
girl.
light Godzilla woman. You've traveled, across the country with just that crew alone was so bizarre. That had to really, there had to be some memorable moments of, getting to California. And then, he gets to ride with us. He gets special treatment. We know what the days off are and how 5-hour run up the Grapevine and that whole thing. But it was fun. I mean, we had a good time, and we got to do some stuff because I could see he was getting burnt. So then, cross over to Canada, go halfway through Canada, and by the way, I looked up. Swiss Hotel is still in business. So if you want to stay at one, they have them in Chicago now, but all throughout Canada. Anyway, I hope they're still doing the breakfast thing.
But Gail says, thanks for the birthday song and the very funny show.
No, you're more than welcome. Anyway, think about this. All this kid goes through all this stuff. We're 3/4 of the way through the tour, on our way headed back to New York. He goes into the largest magazine place in the world and heads right to the porn. Understandable. It's understandable. He
18-year-old
was
kid.
probably trying to figure out what just happened to him in Philly. But the thing about it is, why did he come out with that magazine?
Well, because it was like he's never seen anything like that.
Oh, has he seen
I don't know what
guys
he saw.
on trapezes with?
I don't know
What
what
about
he saw.
the guy with the dick coming out of his ass on the show last
Oh
night?
my God. Wait. Okay, we were watching
No, we can't.
Russian Doll on Netflix, which is a comedy.
Yeah, it's hysterical. What's funny about it is that we watch it.
We were like on the 5th episode. We still can't really figure out
Yeah,
where
we're
it's
not
going.
sure where it's going. If anybody has any advice that could save us maybe a few hours of our lives,
Oh
we'd
no, we have
appreciate
to
it.
watch and see where it's going.
I knew it. Okay, well, listen.
All right, tomorrow night.
Free for all Friday.
Friday.
And if I don't see you in the future, I will see you in the pasture.
Good night, everybody, and happy birthday, Gail.
Happy birthday, Gail. Happy birthday, Gail. This is not happening again. What the hell is going on here? This is too funny. It went away. Wow. Oh, well. I guess I just say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, wait, yeah. Spin around with the drum set. Go again. I don't know. I'm freaking out. Stop your whinging. Stop your whinging.